This case so far is mind-blowing. Brian Walshe this morning pleading not guilty to charges he killed and then dismembered his own wife sometime around New Year's Day morning. He claims she went on a business trip and then disappeared. Investigators say that's a bunch of garbage, and the evidence is bananas. Cops claim he bought $450 worth of cleaning supplies in cash. Mops, buckets, tarps, you name it. Police also say they found a knife and blood in the family basement. We're told they also discovered a hacksaw and a bloody carpet 20 miles away. But all this, it's not even the craziest part. 5 days before Ana Walshe went missing, her husband reportedly Googled, "What's the best state to divorce for a man?" But on January 1st, Brian Walshe is said to have used his own son's iPad, not his kids, to Google things like how long before a body starts to smell, how to keep a body from decomposing, can identification be made on partial remains, and can you be charged with murder without a body? It turns out, yes, you can. People who live in the same town now saying they're not surprised by the husband's arrest. Watch.
While it's horrifying and I'm full of rage and at the same time relief because one step closer to figuring out what happened to her, it's still absolutely heart-shattering.
It's really a shame for the children. You know, I think that they're the real victims beyond Anna, and unfortunately, I think that this isn't a surprise to anybody.
The kids are in foster care right now. The only thing we don't have yet, a rock-solid motive. And Walsh's defense attorney today saying the prosecution's case, it's not as strong as it looks. Okay. Regardless, is this guy on a one-way ticket to the Gray Bar Hotel? Joining me to discuss Suffolk County District Attorney and former Brooklyn prosecutor Ray Tierney. So, Ray, it sounds like an awful lot of evidence here. What strikes you?
It's an awful lot of evidence. The only thing you don't have is the body, but the circumstantial evidence and the facts surrounding the murder are very, very powerful.
So he was seen lifting a large garbage bag that appeared to be very heavy into a dumpster, which contents were later incinerated or destroyed. What happens now?
Well, I mean, I think you know, traditionally when you had no body, it was very difficult for the prosecution to prove their case. But with tech and forensic advancements, you're able to pinpoint when the victim and the location where the victim disappeared. You have a mixture of the victim and the defendant's blood. You have those crazily specific internet searches, which are directly relatable to the murder and the dismemberment. You have the $450 paid in cash for the extensive cleaning supplies. You have cell site location and video of him taking bags out of the house in a car. And bring him to the garbage where those bags were later incinerated. You also and that allows you to get the car, and the prosecution will search that car, and I'm sure they'll find it, or it's highly likely that they'll find additional evidence, DNA and such, in that car as well. So it's a very
Go ahead.
It's a very strong case.
Yes. So one of her coworkers called the police when she didn't show up for work and asked them to do a welfare check because there were a number of people in her life who knew that he had threatened her life in the past. He had the potential to be violent, and they were automatically concerned when she didn't show up and obviously didn't answer calls or texts back to them. So the police went to his house. They saw like a plastic liner in his Volvo one day. The next day they went back and it was gone. So obviously he's not the sharpest tool in his shed. If he is taking his son's iPad and, you know, doing internet searches for things that make someone look profoundly guilty. I don't know, if you were going to frame someone for murder, you would take an iPad and search these things. It's hard to believe that someone is that dumb. Is it possible?
Well, defendants are presumed innocent. They are not presumed smart. And oftentimes they make mistakes like this. And, you know, I think it's particularly telling when you have a relationship with young kids and you don't report that person missing for a number of days,
Yeah.
and it's the co-workers, that's high evidence of consciousness of guilt and awareness of exactly where your wife is because you killed her.
Oh, my God. So what happens in Massachusetts in this case?
I think with the prosecution is going to continue to gather evidence. It's a strong case because it appears as though the body has been incinerated. There won't be they won't recover the body. But given the evidence in this case, as a prosecutor, I think that is a tremendous amount of evidence and consciousness of guilt, and the defendant's own thoughts when he's making these oddly specific, internet searches. How to dispose of a 115-pound body. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, when does a body start to smell? How do I not look like a murderer? It's pretty creepy. Ray, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Kennedy.